YouTube.com/Tim Westwood TV.
I think he's just untouchable. There's no one even slightly close to his level.
You could go to the most remote village anywhere and ask them about, do you know Michael Jackson? And I guarantee you, they will tell you, yeah, they'll do the moonwalk or something.
You know, there's going to be a lot of Michael Jackson songs going into the ever and ever and ever amen kind of territory.
He was the greatest crossover artist of all time.
It's definitely one of those moments of like, you know, where were you when you heard the news, or what were you doing, you know?
I didn't believe it. It took me at least 48 hours to really have it sink in.
It's weird. I was actually at the O2 Arena where he was meant to be doing his concerts.
And I just thought, don't be silly, Michael Jackson can't die. And I know that sounds so ridiculous, but that was honestly what I thought. And then I switched on the news.
Have you heard the news? It's on the news. Apparently Michael Jackson's died. But then at the same time, everyone was telling me it's not confirmed yet. So I was like, what's going on?
And I thought, no, for some mad reason, like Michael Jackson doesn't die. You know, he's just going to go up in a spaceship or something like that.
I don't know, he's one of them guys, you couldn't really conceive him dying. It's like he was magic or something.
And then the texts and the emails started happening, and then I realised it was real, and then it was just like, wow, the King of Pop has passed away, man. Serious.
Didn't sink in for like 48 hours until I actually heard his music, and his music started to then sound different, you know, it started haunting me and stuff, and it was just, yeah, man.
Then eventually someone said, you know, R.I.P. Michael Jackson. I thought, what? Turned on the television, of course, the news was full of it.
We took a moment to say a prayer for his family and friends and fans, and just as the story developed, it's just heart-wrenching, really, really sad.
Now I kind of understand how people felt when they lost Elvis Presley and they like didn't believe that he died, or some people still say Tupac's alive. Like it was the same kind of thing.
The most memorable Michael Jackson moment was moonwalking across the stage. I think first time I saw that kind of blew my mind, because I was a young kid at the time. You're seeing this already a superstar from Jackson 5, and next thing you sort of moonwalk across the stage. What is this? Who are you? What are you about? And I think that's the thing that Michael Jackson had. It was that wow factor.
Saw him at the Motown 25 years performance. He's got on the jacket, wiped out the socks, the moonwalk. He did like about 5 or 6 little that. If I was alive, that would have been a moment for me, so it's the moment now.
You know, everyone talks about Thriller, what it meant and everything, and how big it was as a video, but you know, that's judging it now in this era. To see it then in that era when this was all new, and it really was revolutionary then. It really was.
My sister and I decided that we were going to do our own rendition of I'll Be There, so we kind of put the cassette to record with the radio in the background. We sang harmonies.
You know, it just kept on coming back year after year, year after year. Your Thriller would pop up the video, or you'll hear the track on the radio.
And I think my mum still got that C90 cassette somewhere in the house.
That kind of weird thing of being scared but still wanting to watch it, and kind of watching it through your hands.
I mean, it stood the test of time, obviously, but I don't think you can really appreciate how radical that was if you weren't around in that era when there was so little out there.
Man in the Mirror.
Billie Jean.
Off the wall, absolutely heavy track.
Definitely Liberian Girl.
My favourite Michael Jackson track is Dirty Diana. I just absolutely loved it.
My favourite Michael Jackson track would be Rock With You.
Favourite Michael Jackson song would be Human Nature.
Michael Jackson records are your DJ's get out of jail. If it's not going too well, for some Michael Jackson, you can reset and carry on again.
I hope that people remember the legacy of Michael Jackson for the incredible music that he brought out, and I think the way in which his music did change all genres of music, as opposed to just soul or R&B.
It was in his crossing over to every single genre, defying every single demographic, and at a time when music was largely segregated into 2 groups: black music, white music. Never the twain shall meet, and certainly not on TV.
Let me get this right. It was Berry Gordy, Motown, signed Michael. He said, like, the thing with Michael, someone like that doesn't come around once in a lifetime, once in 100 years, only comes around once. And I think that's how special Michael was.
I personally believe that Michael embodies Elvis and John Lennon and all them kind of greats, and I believe that his music is going to live forever. And I believe it's not just about the music. Michael was a celebrity. He sold you more than music. He sold you his whole life. He sold you his lifestyle. He sold you his family, everything. You know what I mean? Michael was a true star.
He'll go down in history books like many, like just either great political figures or just, you know, great scientists. I think he fits in there as like a great entertainer.
I think he's a born performer, you know, that is what he was here for, I guess.
Whoever's the first will always be the one that's remembered, and he was the first, you know what I'm saying? That's why he's declared the king of pop, you know what I'm saying? If there's not a dancer and singer out there, you ask your Chris Browns, your Ushers, who influenced you, they'll say him.
And I think for me that's why I've been celebrating his music through his death rather than concentrating on the fact that he has passed away.
YouTube.com/Tim Westwood TV.